All right. Fun thing about these lives is it's so chaotic before we come on this. And then it's like, all right, it told us we have to start now. We better just start.
Here we go.
Yeah. So welcome. 8 times up outdoors, Lake Trout live. So I don't know how it happened, but last week our interview with GSO, I labeled it episode 10 and it was like episode 8. Like,
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
getting
know.
there.
Yeah, I skipped some stuff. So we're on episode 9 now. This is kind of our all fishing live broadcast that usually happens Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, as long as neither one of us have to work, because that happens way too
Yeah.
frequently. So here we are. I'm Ty.
I'm Chris.
Yeah. Is that internet or just brain power right now?
Probably both.
Okay. So we're here. We're going to talk. It's going to be kind of quick tonight, but we're going to talk about some of the new stuff that we got kind of picked up over the last few months towards the end of the season that we're excited to kind of test out and use for different fishing scenarios. Um, and and I'm gonna go first because I found something in my garage that I actually forgot I ordered, but it ties into something else. So I went out to my garage and figured out I had bought a reel that I didn't actually remember I had purchased. Um, this is a Cast King reel. I'm not going to remember what the actual model is, but it's the 200. So it's like one of their larger spool capacity reels, which I'm excited. I use it a lot for like trolling and on downriggers, so it gives me a little more flexibility with kind of amount of line I can put on there and weight of line and all that kind of stuff. But with that,
Here we
I,
go.
yeah, I feel like hell may have froze over because I got a text the other day that you bought something.
I did. I
What,
caved.
what'd you
It's
get?
unfortunate. You know, and GSO talking to them guys the other day, they didn't help me. They kind of like sunk it in, you know?
Yeah,
Made me feel better about it.
they made you feel like you made a mistake with this purchase.
Yeah, in some regards, but
Yeah.
we're gonna figure it out. I went ahead and bit the bullet and bought a what do you call that?
You can't even say it.
I can't. I don't want to say it.
A bait caster?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I've like betrayed my spinning reel community. Like I have just left them out to dry. I've abandoned them on the ship and it's sinking.
Okay.
But
Let's not be too dramatic here. Like you can use both. But
can
there,
you
there,
really use both?
yeah, I do all the time. But there's some like pain and hardship in your life around this.
There's quite a bit of it. Yeah.
So
So you want me
I
to
hadn't heard
go
this
and tell?
story. Yeah, no, I'm not going to tell it, but I want to set it up. Like I've known Chris for 18 years, I don't even know, 20 years at this point, whatever. And we fished together for most of that time. And I had never heard this story of why he is so anti bait caster, but it's fantastic. So take it away, sir.
Yeah. So back in 2010, I think 2009, when I was playing pro ball and I was down in Arizona, I got hurt. And so I was sitting in, down there just doing my rehab stuff, healing up, and I noticed that there was a lot of ponds in the area, lakes, whatever you have you. And so I decided that I was going to go to Bass Pro, buy a rod and a reel and some odds and ends for tackle. So I go on down there and I talk to the folks at the shop, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's great bass fishing in all these lakes, and things are looking up. And I'm like, well, I seen that a lot of those guys using or catching bass are using bait caster, rod, and reel. So I probably ought to use the same stuff. Never used it before. So I head on down to, I grab one. They set me up. It's probably spent $150 between the rod and the reel and the line and whatever. Take it back to where I was living, get it all spooled up, head out to the lake, put on a little Castmaster or whatever, and whip that bad boy out there thinking I'm going to catch me a 10-pound bass on my first cast. The line goes out about 10 feet. Look down at my reel, and I got a bird's nest about the size of a frickin' basketball. I'm like, what the shit, man? This is crap. So I spend, however long trying to unscrew that situation. I caught myself. That was a PG-13 moment there.
That was. I'm impressed.
So because I'd put all of the line on there, I had to go back and buy more because I couldn't untangle that disaster of epic proportions. So I cut it all off, frustrated as shit, go back to Bass Pro, buy more line, go back to where I was living, re-spool it up, go back to the lake, zing, poof, another bird's nest. I'm like, this is horseshit. I am doing something way wrong, and I don't know what it is. Because I've never used this. Nobody in my family's ever used this. Yeah. So I go down back to Bass Pro. It's my third time. And I tell the dude, I'm like, listen, I need you to reel this all up for me. Take this line.
Because at this point, you're not convinced it's something with the reel. You think you are spooling it up incorrectly, right?
Correct.
You're just thinking, oh, I tied the line on there wrong.
Yeah. Like,
okay.
My thought was that there was some kind of order, right? So like you had to back wrap it a certain way or something I wasn't doing it tight enough. Like,
right.
Yeah. So I head back there and I tell the dude, and I'm probably like bright red with anger at this point. And so I'm like, hey, take the line, take this reel, get it all rigged up for me. I want to go fishing right now as soon as you get done. He's like, all right, got you. So he reels it all up. I don't watch it, of course, because I don't want to learn at that point. I just want it fixed. So he gets me all set up. I grab it, take it off, head on down there, send that bad boy out there. Poof. Another bird's nest. And at this point, dude, rage is all I could think. And so I said, fuck it.
Beep.
Yeah. It's just a factual statement.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. So I get the receipt out of my pocket, go back to Bass Pro, hand the cashier the rod and the reel and said, I want to exchange this for a spinning rod. And I have never looked back.
So until now.
Until now.
Right. Which you got the Cast King Mega Jaws one, right? Is that the one you
did.
got?
Yep. Which I feel like this will be a great true test after our last video.
Right.
Or your last video about how you couldn't get this bad boy to bird's nest. I took that as a personal challenge.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how mine started.
Yeah.
So we are planning on doing a video called Mic'd Up, where we're gonna make Chris be mic'd up, and try another bait caster for the first time. So,
oh boy, hopefully there's more words than beeps in that one.
I was gonna say we're gonna have That one will not be live because we're gonna have to edit that one for sure.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, this Mega Jaws, Cast King, Mega Jaws, whatever, is actually true to its word. That way I don't have like this blow up on the lake and cause this big scene. Because
you
that's
have,
what I did back in Arizona.
well, you've done it since then, but yeah,
Well, not over that though.
not that. so, so I'll give you this. So our buddy Pete, everybody's favorite hippie Pete. Um, so while we were at Lake Powell, like randomly, like it was probably 3 or 4 times throughout the time we were there, he would just grab one of my bait casters and he's like, "Yeah, I want to learn how to use one of these." It was like the same thing. Like, I rat nested that, and then he would just set it back down and like go back to his fishing. I'm like, "Gee, tool, like I need to be able to use that." So, uh,
That guy.
it'll be fun. I think we can get it set up where, I mean, I feel like if you set that up appropriately, it's pretty on brand, and that it at least fights the rat's nest really well. So,
Yeah.
yep.
And I didn't have access to YouTube and fishing channels like 8 Times Up Outdoors back in the day when I bought my first bait caster. So I really blame it on you for not setting this up soon enough.
Well, here we go. I'll
Yep.
take that. I'll take that. Yeah. So now it'll be worth it. So,
What else did you get that you're looking forward to when the spring
oh,
rolls around?
all right. So where do I want to start? I got a couple things. Let's start here. So you actually were the convincing person for these. These are like a low profile rotating mount for your downriggers, which you picked up some right before we went to Taylor this year, and we're pretty high on them coming off that
Yes.
trip. And so when thank you FBI that listens to everything. Because when we got back, these showed up on my feed somewhere on Amazon, and I think I paid $25 for them or something. And I went
That's
to get
nice.
the link today for them, and they're down to like I think they're under $20 right now for these ones on Amazon. Um,
Wow.
so I mean, we'll see how well it works compared to because you got the actual Canon ones.
Yeah.
I just couldn't pass up the sale to try it out. I don't really need them, but I'm like, might as well for that price. So excited to get these hooked up. I'm trying to decide if I wait till I get new railing on the pontoon boat before I go through the process of remounting downrigger mounts. We'll see how that all goes. But
Yeah, they were a game changer for me, especially because I have such a low sided boat. So
right.
like you're really leaning way over there, and with those I can just grab that and then grab the handle and just turn that downrigger to face back inside the boat, do all my rigging up and stuff, and then turn it back, and it's ready to roll.
Yeah, no, it makes a ton of sense on your boat. Um, I'm excited to try them. I think if nothing else, it'll be easier for like transporting in and out of the marina for short trips and that kind of stuff. I think it'll
Oh
help.
yeah.
So, and it'll give me some more. Like right now, mine are kind of mounted at 45s off the back. So now I'll be able to I could kick them out to 90 and
Yep.
widen that space out for trolling to kind of help that out. So,
Absolutely.
what else? What else you got? You showed me
Well,
something I didn't even know you had.
yeah.
uh,
Yeah. While we're on the topic of downriggers, um, I basically bought this to appease Travis, our great buddy Travis,
right.
because every time he's on my boat, it's how many fishing poles can we get in the water? and he is relentless.
Yeah, he
And
loves he loves the shotgun approach. Like he want
oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I rigged up the downrigger here to have two rods.
All right.
And then I got some clip weights that are going to go on to the cable. And so you'll have one line at one depth and another line at a more shallow depth, and stacking rods and see how it goes.
There you go.
I would imagine that I will at some point wind up with Mel of a Hess.
Yep. I mean, the first couple of trips are probably going to be expensive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
I'm curious to see how that goes because I just don't. I don't. In my brain, it doesn't work yet.
yeah, in my brain it works really, really well, and I'll have four lines in the water, and each one of them simultaneously is going to catch 25-pound Lakers. And yeah,
I like the
I'll be by
optimism.
myself, and then I don't know what I'll do.
There you go.
Hope for the
All
best.
right. All right. We got these. I'm gonna actually unpackage these. So we found I you don't social media. I handle all that crap. So if you're ever talking to us online, just know it's not Chris. Like if you want to talk to Chris, let me know and I'll make sure to pass on the message. He's not gonna see it. Uh, but
Nope.
I found a guy from here in Colorado that's doing custom tube jigs. Pretty sure I found him through Instagram. Called Angler State of Mind is his page. So he was doing a thing cleaning out some stock. So I ordered everything he had in stock of these tube head jigs. And so got a variety of different colors, patterns, and stuff. He has a Etsy page that you can order these through, which is Angler State of Mind. I'm excited to kind of give these a shot and see how they work ice fishing this year, as well as, I mean, after our interview with GSO, I feel like jigging maybe have a chance to try to figure it out this year. So we'll see. So Angler State of Mind, I'm excited to try out some of those tube head jigs. And we have the GSO jig heads. Those are tube jigs. The jig heads from GSO that go with those really well that I'm excited to try out as well.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Hopefully they work out pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to try them out on the ice for sure. The one time we probably get out, but
We'll get to.
I think we get two this year. All right. What else you got? Anything?
Nope.
I thought you have one more thing. You told me you had one more thing. A travel rod.
Oh,
You didn't get
I
that
have
out.
one. I didn't get that out.
What'd you get?
To be quite honest with you, I can't remember the brand of it now, but it's a telescoping rig or rod and reel. It's a spinning rod. Jeremy,
Speaking of anger issues,
yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to take this one out on him. I'm gonna Bart Simpson him. Yeah, but it's just a telescoping rod and reel, and it came pre-line or pre set up with some line. I haven't actually used it yet,
got
but
it.
it comes in about 18 inches or so.
Got it. And your plan with that is
To catch fish. No. Um, I usually keep it in my pickup in the back.
Okay.
So, like, if I'm ever driving through some random place and I see a spot that might be decent to catch some fish, a little stream or something, and I've got time to kill or whatever, then that's the theory behind it.
Got it.
So,
Uh, our friend Jeremy's chiming in a little more here. So if you didn't know, our last trip to Taylor, Chris crashed a drone into the lake, so it now resides at the bottom of the lake. May it rest in peace. Uh, so Jeremy was talking trash about the catching four fish and saying, "Hey, we should have a drone for that." And now he said, "Maybe they make a submarine for you to film that with instead." Which the funny part of that is we're actually really trying to shop for one and get one if we can figure it out. We're gonna have one by next year, so
yeah,
that's right.
that's my goal.
So then we can go try to find the drone at the bottom of the lake too.
You think it'll work? Surely it'll work.
I mean, we may be able to find it. I don't know if we'll be able to get it. So I bought this probably it may have been almost a year ago. And I still it very well could still be in the plastic. I don't know if I've taken anything out of this. So it's a little compact Okuma. I hope I'm saying that right. Okuma rod and reel setup. It's a spinning rod. You'll be happy about that. It is set up to reel on the right side, so it's set up appropriately. Uh, so we have this, but I bought this a year ago because I travel a ton for work all over the place. And it's always been this idea that for 8 times up, I should start trying to film in all these different places. And so that's going to happen this year. That's the goal, is that I want to do one fish, one spot, and try to catch a fish in every state on a Cast King lure. That's like, or not Cast King, Castmaster lure.
Hmm.
So that is my goal. I'm going to travel with one lure, and every state we go to, I travel with one of our buddies, Nate, that's a camera guy. And so just have him film it and see how many states we can check off doing this.
You know what you ought to do? You should get a hard case for that.
Mm-hmm.
One, and then put an 8 times up sticker on the outside of it.
Makes sense.
And then have somebody with some artistic ability draw like the continental United States on there, and then get the state stickers, like those old school Winnebagos, on the door. You had like all the stickers where you've been.
I like that. Yeah, we may have
that'd
to
be
come up
rad.
with something with that. That'd be fun. So, yeah, I mean, there's some fun stuff to play with. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I actually think the day, because we're gonna try to film your baitcaster reel in the next couple of weeks, which I'm excited about. See if we can get some open water down here before it all freezes over. So yeah, Jeremy, yes, that's our goal.
Yeah.
Castmaster, if you want to sponsor us, great. We're ready. But I feel like if I get 25 states in, I feel like we got a chance at that then all of a
There you
sudden.
go.
So we're gonna try to make that happen. So yeah. That's the new toys, I guess.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try to take the mini rod out when you take your bait caster out, and see if I can catch a fish before you can.
Oh, because that's really going to help my state of mind. I can tell.
Yeah, it'll help the video content. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I think that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in, Jeremy. Thanks for being the voice in the comment section. We appreciate that a ton. We're gonna get him to call in one of these weeks, and we're gonna have a little conversation with Uncle Ray Ray, is what we're gonna call him, Uncle Ray Ray, about some of his fishing ideas. And he has probably the coolest fishing pole I have ever seen that I think it was his grandma's. But we're gonna make him take it out. Maybe I wonder if we could do that all in the same day. Take him out to Confluence and have him try to catch something with that on that same day. So
He keeps talking smack about that drone, and I'm going to use him as bait.
no, just send him down to go pick it up. Put some
Yeah.
cement shoes on him, and you want to find it? Here you go. All right.
Love you,
Well,
Jeremy.
thanks for tuning in. If you watch this later, we should have links for everything we talked about tonight in the description. So if you want to pick up any of that stuff, from the reels to the tube jigs, any of those, the downriggers, they're all linked in there as well. Make sure you go pick those up. Most of those links will be affiliate links, so that it does help us out a little if you use those links to purchase any of that stuff. What else?
You know, for all those folks that waited to the last minute to get their loved ones Christmas gifts.
Yes. Which, if that's you, go and watch our Christmas gift special, and you'll get even more ideas.
Yeah. And it'll be something they actually like.
It's true. It's good stuff. So, like and subscribe. Until next time, tight lines.
Cool cans.
Cheers, y'all.